This might get weird. Hey guys, Grace here. I wanted to give you a heads up that this episode of This Might Get Weird has been split up into 2 sections this week and next week because I'm going to London. That's right. Sorry. See ya, suckers. Or see ya, suckers. I'm working on my British. Anyway, before we get into all of that, wanted to let you guys know, if you don't know already, that This Might Get Weird is doing 2 live shows. We're doing one in Cincinnati and one in Nashville, and we want you guys to be there. We'll be at Cincinnati on Wednesday, April 15th at 7:30 p.m., and we'll be in Nashville the very next day, Thursday, April 16th at 9:30 p.m. So look at our socials or just Google for tickets. They're all available. It's 18 plus. We're very excited. So make sure you get your tickets. We want to see your faces. We want to see your pervert self in the audience, and we want to be weird with you. You get it.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Oh my God. Cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
How are you?
I'm good. What are you drinking over there?
I'm doing a non-alcoholic stout. I needed something rich.
You've been really converted.
Well, no, this is the first one I've had since Dry January ended.
Right.
But I wanted something delicious.
Wow.
So here we are.
You're genuinely into the flavor of those.
I'm into beer again.
Look at you. I mean, it's a cute can. I like it. Very
Thank
Pinterest.
you.
Very
I get told
pleasing.
I got a cute can. If I had a nickel. What's up? How are you?
I'm good. I will give a little caveat. I'm a little tired. I just shot.
Always a great way to start a podcast.
Yeah. Guys, bear with me.
Lower your bar right now.
I'm real excited, but I'm a little brain dead because I was telling Mamrie, like 26 or 27 episodes of a new IGTV series with Elliot that's going to come out, I think, closer to April.
That will never roll off the tongue for me.
IGTV? Yeah.
IGTV.
It sounds like an STD.
Yeah.
It sounds a little compromising, but it was all about Real Housewives, so lots of screams.
Your bread and butter.
My bread and butter. It was actually very funny. Today we were shooting some bits of it, and I gave, you guys can have spoilers, Elliot a housewives makeover. So I did his makeup, but literally in the middle of us shooting in my kitchen, there's like 3 cameras rolling. There's like 4 other people on crew helping us. Just a man walks by my deck, and it's my meter reader.
During your shoot?
During the shoot. Elliot's in full fake lashes and a weird, gross wig. And the guy just walks by, doesn't look at anyone, just head down, goes, "Don't mind me, meter reader." And then we look out, I'm just like, okay.
I mean, truly, I can't imagine the things that meter readers see. Because, first of all, a great name for a job, a meter reader. Anything that has that rhyme scheme. But also, their whole jam is getting in and getting out without being noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know when the fuck my meter gets readed.
No, I have to let this guy in because it's around the other side of my house, but he let himself in this time, and it's the same guy every time, and he just literally walked in, checked it, walked out, no eye contact. We continued filming through the whole thing, and I was like, is everyone okay? Was that supposed to be okay? He seems fine with it. So as long as he got what he needed, I think that's fine.
Wait, he let himself in? Does he not know that he could be met with a very mad dog?
Exactly. That's what I was like. What a bold move, because I didn't see that. I didn't have my phone next to me to see that he had rung the doorbell. So he really braced himself, and he was met with something entirely different, but equally as aggressive to walk in on. So kudos to that man, a professional through and through.
Do you have a beware of dog sign?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, which I think is a great life hack for anyone out there to just get their own beware of dog sign, because that is gonna, turn off anyone that's even questioning going into your home.
Very true. Well, I was walking Beans the other day, and we walked past this house, and it had a dog territory, beware of dog sign out front. And I was like, oh, that's a new sign. I know that dog. That dog. That dog is a 3-pound, 15-year-old dog named Scoops. Smaller than Beans. Literally, Beans looks like a bear beside it. And I'm like, they really just put up a beware of Scoops sign.
But that's the life hack. You do that. And if you don't know that property, why would you even gamble with a beware of dog sign versus a house that doesn't have one? Also, if you get a sign that says there's a security system, even if you don't have it, People,
yeah.
why would they even test it?
Well, I have a security system and I have smile, you're on camera.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want a sign that says like, stay the fuck away from us. But I also want it to be cute.
Kind of smarmy.
I needed a little like smiley face. But I definitely have lived in a place before, the place before this, and didn't have any type of security system and just put those signs in the yard.
Yeah, I think it's
just
great.
everywhere.
When I got the Beware of Dog sign, I was like, this is the smartest thing. Everyone should be doing this.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. It's so helpful.
Or you get one like our lovely patron, Teresa, and you get like if you're on the country, you get like Beware of Ostrich.
Yes.
Or she has a peacock.
Yeah.
Who, can get some too. Like something even scarier than a dog.
Yeah, something that's kind of confusing. And
you're like, why would they lie about that?
Why would they lie about something so specific? If they got a peacock, I don't need to steal whatever's in that house.
They're already peacocking super hard.
How are you?
I am great.
Yeah, can I have you been tap dancing since last we talked?
Here's the deal. I haven't been back to Howard because of other stuff.
Okay.
Because I couldn't go that Wednesday. My friend had to bail on me, and then that Saturday I was gonna go in the morning. We were gonna have perv stream. I was gonna go that Saturday morning, and then this is the most 2020 me thing of all time.
Yeah.
Then I was like, I had to text my friend and go, hey, I can't go to tap dance because I got bumped up from the wait list of a foraging class.
Yeah, you were asking me if we could reschedule this live stream, and you were like, can we reschedule because I want to take tap class, and then later was like, can we reschedule? It's not tap class, but it's something totally different that I got bumped up from the wait list. And I was like, yeah, of course you can.
Okay, look, I think foraging is very cool.
For people that don't know, what is that?
It's like going out into the wild and finding, like plants you can eat.
So it's literally gathering food that you can make,
but like having to find it where like they don't just spray, like you can just grab stuff from the side of the road because people, the government sprays stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically it's like an escape room, but you're trying the clues are
delicious stuff.
Yeah, the clues are edible.
Delicious stuff.
Yeah.
So I found this class, and it was this guy he's like the master of it. He's written, I think he has his 4th book coming out.
Cool.
And he consults with Michelin star restaurants and just helps them create stuff with. Yeah, it was amazing. But so I found it online, and you were supposed to meet at 10 a.m. up in the Angeles forest. So it was about an hour drive.
So you're going into the woods.
The last 15 minutes of the drive, I didn't have service.
Oh,
like at all.
Crazy, scary.
Yeah. And I knew we were meeting at the entrance of a place called the Reptacular.
That's the name of his
No,
estate?
That's the name of where you meet.
Okay.
Which I guess is like a petting zoo with a focus on reptiles.
Okay.
Which I love.
Oh, of course. Yeah. This sounds right up your alley.
I have been very into lizards lately. But it wasn't open. It was, I guess on the weekends they do weddings there.
Oh, what a great place to get married.
Incredible.
Just a bunch of lizards and reptiles moseying about.
Absolutely. But so I get there and I'm like, well, it says don't go in the Reptacular. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to go.
Right, you don't have service?
Nothing. So I see a Jeep that has just a sign in the front of it that says Forage.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
So you are here.
Okay. I pull off to the side of the road. I see a couple more cars do that. And I'm like, okay, I think we're all here and confused.
Yeah. Before you got to this, did you know that, one, there would be other people? And if so, how many other people would be doing it?
I knew there would be other people because I wanted to take the class and it said it was sold out. Oh. So I emailed him and said, can you add one more?
Yeah. The equivalent of sliding into a DM.
I slid into actual emails. And so then I got an email the day before that said, hey, yeah, just come and bring money. Like people drop out.
Amazing.
So I get there and I get out of my car, which was like very nerve wracking. It felt like first day of school. Yeah. I'm the only person not in a couple.
Do they tell you to prep anything, bring anything, wear anything?
They say it's going to be a hike. It was like 200 yards. Okay. We were just stopping. But so I go down and it's this like Belgian guy with a thick accent. He's like in his 60s.
Amazing.
And he's so great. And so I talk and I'm like, hi, I'm the one who emailed you. I'm here. And he's like, oh, wonderful. So glad you're here. He looks down at the picnic table where there's an ant, smashes it, puts it in his mouth and says, the ones with white butts are delicious.
With white butts?
With white butts.
I didn't know that ants could have white butts.
Yes. I guess it's a certain breed. I was like, Okay.
Wow.
And I mean, I've been here 2 seconds and I've seen the man eat an ant.
Yeah, he really is living what he's advertising.
He is walking the walk.
Yeah.
And then he goes, they're delicious. And I go, oh, really? Well, I know. I've heard that ants taste very peppery. That is a fact I knew. And then he goes, these ones taste like lemons. And I was like, oh, we are best friends already.
You're already going through the notes of an ant.
Yes, exactly. The palate.
Yeah.
Taste of leather. So anyway, everyone kind of trickles in. There's like, I don't know, 14 of us or maybe 15 because everyone's like, it's clearly a post-Valentine's Day like fun activity plus me.
Okay. So you're a third wheel to everyone there.
Yes.
That's fun. And also
They're like a tractor trailer and I'm just one extra wheel in case
you're
someone...
that spare tire on the back.
Exactly.
But that's a decent number of people where you can get an education but also blend in a little bit.
Yeah, you can talk if you want to, but you're not going to be like singled out.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, we go around the circle because he's like, I want to see like what tribe we are. I cannot do his accent at all. But he's basically saying like, if the world ended tomorrow, what do each of us do that can bring value to this tribe?
What do you bring to the table?
Right. So there's like a line cook and a person in music and like this and that. And like lots of people who are into food.
Okay.
But then a couple other ones where it's like they'd be good at manual labor. Like one guy was like, I build sets for a television movie.
Okay.
So he's like, oh, it's such a good tribe. What a great tribe.
Wait, what did you say?
So then I'm like, I'm useless. I'm a writer. And I said, but I'm great at drinking and I'll help build the night entertainment programs.
Okay. So you're turning it more into an adult camp.
Right. Well, he was too. He was, so I'm feeling like, like I did pretty good.
I fit in here. This is like an icebreaker.
I killed it. And then the next guy besides me, he goes, what do you do? He goes, I design rockets. And I was like, well, way to steal my fucking thunder.
Jesus.
Literally a rocket engineer were the next two people.
Wow. That want to learn about foraging. Amazing.
I know.
Huh.
Of course they're doing something like, educational on a Saturday morning.
Their free time is spent expanding their brains in other ways.
Exactly.
Wow.
Anyway, it was really cool. He basically said he wanted to have food freedom.
Okay.
Because an example he gave, he was like, how many types of potatoes do you find at the grocery store?
Okay.
To
guess what types?
Like we got a russet, a Yukon. Yeah, like three,
a sweet
6.
potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are 6,000 types of potatoes.
What?
Yes.
In the grocery store?
No, in the world.
Okay, I was like, Ralph's is
grocery
not
store.
delivering. Like,
How big is this grocery store?
What does he consider a potato?
I was like, now he's officially, that white butt ant has caused some weird thing in his brain and he's tripping. No, there's 6,000 types of potatoes.
Wow.
And so he was like, I don't like to think that you only get to eat what people choose to like is easiest to grow.
Okay.
So it was cool.
Whoa. So he's like, I'm going to show you all these things that you might overlook that you can actually eat.
Well, he said he was like the biggest, he goes, it drives me crazy once I learned about it because he said he just sees things that are edible that like let's say in LA, like they're considered weeds and they're killed when really it's like, that's actually has more. There's some study of like the weeds they kill in San Francisco. Like most of them had more nutritious value than kale. Oh. So he's like, why are we killing all this stuff and spraying Roundup all over it? Someone could eat it.
Is it just the matter of knowing how to cook it? Or just knowing that it's edible?
Identification, I think.
Okay.
Because he immediately, we start walking. We take like 10 feet. Rips out of the ground. He goes, what is this? He goes, black mustard. It was black mustard greens.
Whoa.
Right? He passes it around. Everyone takes a thing off of it, a little piece of the leaf. You eat it. Tastes exactly like wasabi.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Wow.
And he was like, a quarter mile up the road, there's a whole just field of this. Jeez. Just growing wild.
Cool.
It was literally wild. I was living so hard. So he we're going through the mustard greens. He shows us, he pulls it up, shows us the root, shows us how we can use that to make kimchi.
Cool.
Then they have like the dried out plants, the mustard greens from the year before that were dried. He grabs a bunch of them, he crumbles them up into our hands, and then you see all the mustard seeds come out. So he goes, this is what they'll make Dijon mustard with.
Whoa, I always wonder how they make mustard.
Yeah, well, have you had the mustard that is just like, it's all seeds?
Yeah, I have. But
That's what those were.
But how do you get the liquid part in between the
So
seeds?
it's vinegar.
Oh.
So later, when I'll get to it, when we ate the meal, he had like just full on pickled mustard seeds. And then if you ground it, that's how you'd make like Dijon.
Interesting.
But he was like, I go out, I see them on the side of the road. I grab 2 garbage bags full. I have mustard for the year.
Wow.
I was like, what, bitch?
Hannah would lose her mind.
I honestly would be too nervous to bring Hannah to one of these.
She'd ask a lot of questions.
Which I understand, but there were 2 people who were asking a lot of questions on it that I was already over them. But I was like, I don't want to be with Hannah.
Were people taking actual notes?
Yeah, I was. I had this little notebook. But people weren't so much as me. I was going off on it because everything was so crazy. But then he sees a eucalyptus tree.
Okay.
So am I boring you?
No, I'm fascinated. I saw your Instagram post and I was like, how did she even hear about this? But this all adds up because I feel like you guys took that knife, iron wielding
Foraging. Well, we forged and now we foraged.
Yeah. Okay. Those
2 difference.
But basically, you're doing a elevated version of doomsday prepping in a way.
Totally. But like cool. Yeah. No, I was like page 4 of me looking up like weird classes in LA.
Yeah.
But so there's the eucalyptus tree and I'm like, oh, what are we going to do now? He grabs a leaf and then he shows us this like kind of white speck on it. And we're like, he's like, does anyone know what this is? No, of course not, dude. That's why we're here. So he says that what it is it's like basically sugary poop that these bugs poop out.
This guy loves white things on bugs. He's got a real specific taste.
It's like a hard crystallized thing. And he's like, look, if you flick that up, there was like 2 tiny little bugs underneath hanging out.
Okay.
Right. So he goes, it's winter now, but in the summer, these leaves are like dripping with they're just like covered in these crystallized things.
Whoa.
He comes out, takes his hand and like rubs them. All the whites fall off, the little white sugary things. He cleans them.
Yeah.
He had like a full mason jar of them. He pours some in our hand, which I had to get over mentally, that I knew it was actual bug poop.
Yeah.
It wasn't vegan.
Yeah, that's the hard sell.
It was tough, but then we ate them. Tasted like Rice Krispie treats.
Wow.
He's like, that's what you can use if you were in the wild in our tribe, and you, Mamrie, needed to make booze. We would need like a sugar starter.
Yeah.
This is sugar.
Wow.
I know.
This is all very practical.
It was crazy. Let's be honest, guys. If we are going to continue kicking 2020's ass and really just destroying all our to-do lists, sometimes you end up a little tired at the end of the day and you don't want to cook and you sure as hell don't want to do dishes. That's when DoorDash comes in handy. DoorDash is not only just like your local pizza joint down the street. There are over 310,000 restaurant partners in 4,000 cities. So you can get your old favorites or you can try something new. DoorDash delivers to all 50 U.S. states, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Australia, and you can get your local go-to faves or, a chain restaurant here and there. Sometimes you want your Chipotle, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, or my personal kink, Cheesecake Factory. Because let's face it, you just want that food. You don't want to be cleaning up later. However, our listeners are going to be the ones cleaning up because right now, our listeners are going to get $5 off their first order of 15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code TMGW. That's $5 off your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code TMGW. $5 off. Use the code TMGW with the DoorDash app. Guys, I want Cheesecake Factory.
Hey, you, listening to this podcast and thoroughly enjoying yourself. Are you unhappy with your smile? Are you tired of feeling self-conscious in photos? Why not make this year the year you straighten your teeth with Candid? Candid delivers clear aligners directly to you and straightens your teeth for thousands less than braces. Unlike braces, Candid clear aligners are comfortable, removable, and totally invisible, so you can transform your smile without anyone noticing a thing. Plus, you never have to set foot it in a doctor's office or waiting room. Your treatment is prescribed and monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist, and unlike other companies, Candid only works with orthodontists, never general dentists. With other remote clear aligner options, you may never hear from a doctor at all as you go through the treatment, and that means that your treatment will be designed by an expert in tooth movement. With Candid, not only will your treatment be designed by an expert orthodontist, but it also includes remote monitoring by the same orthodontist throughout, so you'll never have to wonder how everything is going because your orthodontist will be able to keep an eye on your treatment from anywhere. Looking ahead to wedding season or a special event with Candid, the average treatment length is just 6 months, and you'll start seeing results way before then. So learn more about Candid's process and get a complimentary 3D scan of your teeth at Candid Studio. Find a Candid Studio near you. It's the simplest, freest way to get started. And if you're ready to take the first step towards straighter teeth, for a limited time, you can get started with $75 off by using the code TMGW at candidco.com/TMGW. That's candidco.com/TMGW. Use code TMGW for $75 off. candidco.com/TMGW, code TMGW. Wait, what are the other highlights?
Okay, let me see.
Consult the notes.
I ate poop. Wasabi mustard. He also just said funny stuff. Like at one point he goes, and then you just add a shitload. A shitload is 2 times more than a buttload. I loved him.
This man has a fascination with fecal matter.
He does. He really does.
I'm into it.
Let's see. Kimchi. Well, this even has even worse. He goes, kimchi, which you know how that smells.
Yes, it's very, very pungent.
He said it smells like a sophisticated fart.
Wow.
And I was like, that's poetry.
Yeah.
He said a fart, but sophisticated.
What a wordsmith.
Right?
Amazing.
You know, you're like, this smells bad, but
how do I can't.
Classy.
Yeah.
He goes to Oregon once a year to collect seaweed to provide his own salt for the year.
This man is really
insane.
Doing his own thing.
Insane.
Wait, so you guys were on his actual property?
No, so I guess it's just property that, like there was Reptacular,
yes,
obviously, which by the way, I haven't told you the whole time this is happening, there are birds squawking so loudly it sounds like we're in Jurassic Park.
You're outside in a rainforest cafe.
There's some type of tropical birds going the fuck off.
Amazing.
But no, I guess he just made friends with them, and then there was like some church.
Okay.
They're just like, yeah, use our land, whatever.
We're not using incredible.
It. I know.
Have you come home and looked through your own backyard to see if any of the things line
here's
up?
the deal. Well, because then he showed us like sagebrush and how to make like soap out of this and that and sour clovers, and it was amazing.
Cool.
He made this whole insane feast at the end. Like he like had us all plate it, and it's great.
That's fun.
Anyway, but what happened is then totally, you walk around and it's like everything changes. You're looking under your feet to make sure you're not crushing stuff.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like we're just like walking through like the side of a road, and I'm gonna be like, oh no, I don't want to step on that mustard seed, that mustard plant. It's like that was a fucking weed to you 20 minutes ago.
Your whole perspective has opened up.
It was crazy.
I also have been avoiding walking on nature because we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids the other night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they got me a little freaked out.
Oh my God.
But
I love that
like
movie.
This. Wait, so I love a good lesson that includes a meal, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. He really killed it. We learned all types of stuff about like medicine and what to take for colds. And he has a whole book about like making booze in the wild.
Wow. So he was probably very excited when you announced what your contribution to the tribe was.
He was into it. And then also he had mugwort beer he'd made.
Okay.
So mugwort is a plant that's in the wild that, you know, can do a lot of stuff for like pain, and like you can make tinctures for pain and yada yada. But he's pouring the beer around and he's like, mugwort is also known to make you have weird or lucid dreams.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. He says that every time he like has mugwort, that when his dream starts, he sees a mugwort plant, and that makes him know that he's going to lucid dream. And he's like, and then I control my dreams.
This man is a superhero.
Isn't it crazy? So I was like, well, I just drank mugwort beer. I snuck a second glass. I was like, I just drank mugwort beer and I'm going to see DMX tonight. So I don't know what the fuck my dreams are going to be.
This is going to be quite a night for me.
I loved him. Everyone was so uptight and I was joking around. And so
class clown.
So he loved me.
That's fantastic.
And I want to learn more.
Yeah, I would go back in a heartbeat.
I already downloaded a foraging app.
There you go. Wait, is it an app that like identifies things?
No, it's where people, I think it might have that, but it's where people will be like, hey, there's a bunch of chickweed off exit blah, blah, blah.
So it's basically like Pokemon Go, but for these foraging items.
This is my Pokemon Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Finally, you got to take it so you can get into it. So then
we can conspire about the things we find on the east side.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
They should gamify it. So it's like, I got the mugwort. Which kind of sounds like a Pokemon anyway.
Yeah, isn't that in Harry Potter or something?
Yes, I think it's like, well, because he kept like being like, I'm a witch. He's like a man in his 60s, kept going, I'm a witch. And I was like, I'm obsessed with you.
That's incredible. Now, do you tip him at the end of this, or
no? It's a class. You paid for the class.
Okay.
But then you got this amazing meal too. So it was like it was the most fun Saturday morning.
That's so cool. I mean, yeah, you've been really promoting a lot of great opportunities for people that live in the Los Angeles area.
Yes, I know. Buy my travel book. No, it was great because he was really knowledgeable, but also a couple times he was like talking about like seeing stuff and wanting to save it and knowing that was edible. And then he goes, but once you catch yourself going that deep into it, just stop doing this because you're turning into a crazy person.
Oh, so he's a little self-aware.
He's very self-aware. He was like, once you start really thinking this much in detail, go watch TV.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So he does do some balance and some self-care, and he is connected and dialed in.
Oh no, we were plating the meal, and he's like, you take these, and it's all stuff that he's fermented and like pre-cooked, and then we're just gonna put it together and like feel like we helped.
Yeah.
And then he gave this guy these like some type of like sous vide mushrooms he had foraged and wanted to put this vinaigrette on it he had made with wild jalapeno, whatever. And then he goes, and then also dill from Ralph's. He was just like, I couldn't find dill.
I love it. He's all about balance.
He was great.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Woo!
Who knew?
Not me.
And now you got to go out into the woods now.
I mean,
and just poke around.
Just look around.
Yeah. Who needs Instagram when you can just walk into the woods and forage?
Well, now I kind of want to find stuff and vlog me doing it and then make a cocktail with it.
I mean, you're looking for content ideas. It's right in front of you.
I'm really thirsty for content. Oh my God, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Rick Moranis is coming back for a new one. Is that why you watched it, to celebrate Rick Moranis' return?
No, we did not. We just watched it because we were watching some like intense stuff like The Outsider, which is like a Stephen King show that's very intense. And then, I've learned my limit on watching like murder stuff. We watched one episode.
Grace, why do you do this to yourself?
Look, we pushed the limit and we regret it. We watched one episode of I Am a Killer on Netflix. This series.
Is this like is it like a different killer each episode?
Yes. And it is so fucking crazy that it was like a 45-minute episode and it got so nuts. And it was the first one of the first season. It was like, let's just give it 10 minutes and see if it gets interesting. And we were like 20 minutes in. I was like, I'm full of anxiety, but I gotta finish this. I gotta see what happens. That's why we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I was like, I gotta balance it out. This was way too much for us to experience. And so we were watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And I remember seeing it when I was younger, but it is so good.
It's so good. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
It came out in 1989.
That's fucking bonkers.
It's crazy because the graphics and the green screening is pretty great for 1989.
But also what they did, which I think is a very, my argument to why Baby Yoda is so much cuter than Baby Nut.
Yes.
Is they also built big ass sets.
Yeah, they did. Like everything's real.
Right. It's not CGI.
Right. Yeah. So the parts that are CGI'd, you can tell obviously, but it's still done really well. And the fact that there are so many like real props, and after seeing Cats, where technically they built the set there.
Oh my God.
I was watching this. I was like, this is so much better than Cats, and this was done 21 years before.
Totally. When you're like, how are the effects this good?
Oh, it's
Did
so
you ever
good.
go to? They had a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids land.
Yes.
In Disney World.
Yes.
I think you and I talked about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the movie. Was it Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or the Muppets movie where they had the fake mice that ran over your...
Oh, that is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah.
So that's the movie within that park. But then they had like blades of grass that were slides.
Yes,
and,
I went to... Yeah, I've been to both of those. And that's what was reminding me when I watched the movie. I was like, I wonder if I've never actually seen this movie, but because I went to those rides, I thought that I had like enough exposure to it. But yeah, watching it, the main kid in it, the little nerdy kid with the glasses, he's an amazing child actor. I was losing my mind about it. I kept being like, this kid is fantastic.
Wait, did he go on to do anything else?
I was
or
just
like
trying,
porn?
that's what I'm not totally sure, but I was trying to look it up the other day. Where's the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids cast? He was so good. Every take he did was absolutely fantastic. I think it's Robert Oliveri, maybe?
Okay.
This is what comes up.
Nick Zielinski. Oh, wait.
Nick.
Oh my God, he was so cute.
Yeah, the photo that comes up first
It's
for him
not
looks
cute.
very unflattering. But he was nominated for a Young Artist Award and a Saturn Award.
Good for him.
When he was younger,
wow,
I guess.
41 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty dated, but I loved it. It was the perfect little palate cleanser for us.
Well, I will say, like the Foraging,
Yeah.
you really get attached to that ant.
I had no idea.
And then I just watched a man eat one.
Right.
He could have had a whole life with a shrunken kid.
They call it Annie or Auntie or something.
Something like that.
They like anthropomorphize it and they make it really cute. And there's a whole emotional journey with protecting the ant from the scorpion that shows up.
Which it's also like, where do you guys live? That there's scorpions.
Yeah, just in your backyard. Yeah, that's actually a good question. I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Yeah, a fucking scorpion.
Oh, and it's great. There's also a very shocking... this is probably because I didn't see the movie, turns out, but the mom in the very beginning, she's not sleeping at home. She's sleeping at the grandmother's house because she's so upset that her husband has been obsessed with this machine that he's working on and he's not successful and their finances are struggling.
I didn't know there was undertones of divorce in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
And it's presented so casually that it is like, wait, that mom, all the kids are talking about how mom slept at grandmom's last night and they don't know when she's going to be home. And I'm like, that's a pretty dark situation.
Wait, so then I don't remember. In the end, is she so impressed that his machine worked that she's coming back home?
She came back home, and then when he has to break the news that the kids
I love it's us telling the plots to films that came out 30 years ago.
This is important. Go back. There's a new one coming out, so study up. She comes back begrudgingly, but still kindly and sweetly, and he has to break the news that he discovered that his machine actually works, and he accidentally shrunk the kids, and she gets upset.
That's why it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, she gets upset for a real quick moment, and then she gets real proud that his machine works, and then it's the two of them just like hovering above their yards, searching for the kids,
trying to find the kids. Yeah, I will say, because that I guess came out when I was 6.
Oh yeah,
89.
Okay.
And I remember watching it, and when the sister and the two teens, when the sister and the guy kiss, and then he goes
we stopped. We're not totally done yet.
I don't think this is a spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that part.
They spoil Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Look, I'm going to be really upset. I'm going to storm into the house and tell Elliot, it's over. Game over.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
They kiss. The two teens kiss.
Okay.
And then the little cutie is like, where'd you learn to kiss like that? And he goes, French class, right? But then the very last shot of the movie, they're all like having dinner. They're back to spoiler alert. I'm sorry. They're back to normal. They get to normal size.
Sure.
They're normal size. They're eating. And then out of nowhere, the little kid laughs and goes, oh, I get it. French class. And like, that's how the movie ends. You know how much I pretended that I got that?
When you were younger?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like, they teach you how to kiss when you take French class. I was.
That's like, Mamrie went to first grade and was like, one French class, please.
I'll take a French class as I put on my Lip Smackers French vanilla frosting, a chapstick. I was so confused, and yet it's like, the story I told about pretending I knew what getting spermed meant.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about being a child, is that the shame of admitting you don't know something outweighs anything. And then years later, all of a sudden light bulbs go off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, that was inappropriate.
It's also crazy to watch a movie where there's no cell phones. So like they all think that their kids are at the mall, but they're like, I think they're probably at the mall. I don't know. And I'm like, wow.
You never knew.
2020 is so different.
You never knew. I remember when I would have to, like right before cell phones, when I was like a freshman and sophomore in high school, memorizing my mom's calling card number and like using the whole like do the 1-800 number, put in this number, then dial the number like at the payphone in my school's lobby.
Yeah, I remember having to do anytime we left a movie. We would do 1-800 collect or 1-800 call ATT, and then when it said state your name, we go, Mom, pick us up, and then we hang up so we didn't get charged. And then you just stand next to the payphone and hope your parents got the voicemail and pick you up.
They got it. Mom, pick me up, so they wouldn't be charged.
And there's so many of you out there listening that have no concept of that.
They should totally do that sometimes on, I would be doing that if I ever got involved with a convict. How they call and be like, you have a collect call from blah, 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 or you have a call from blah, blah, blah penitentiary from, I love you so much, Mike.
Yeah. I don't want to waste my call numbers or my minutes or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole new season of Life After Lockup, telling you.
That's what you said, and I'm very excited about it. That's a lot of people in our Twitter, etc., are pissed that I ever introduced that into their world.
Yeah, pissed or just like angrily excited.
Really, I think angrily excited.
Yeah, it's real. It gets real.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the one and only Glossier. That's right, dudes. We've got a cool-ass brand sponsoring our podcast, and I couldn't be more excited because that means they sent me free stuff. I've talked about it before. I am not the best at keeping up with skincare, but one of my resolutions this year was to be better about it, and I started with their amazing Milky Jelly Cleanser. It already sounds adorable. The reason why I like it is because it helps you get a glowy, dewy skin look, and I am all about looking hydrated and ready to go. Just a little bit of it can help wash away excess oil, dirt, all my makeup, and you guys know that I have like 3 layers of eyeliner on because I can never get that right. So I can wash my face super quick and then go to bed. Imagine that, a grown woman washing her face at night. Now I've heard everything. The Milky Jelly Cleanser is one of Glossier's top-selling products, and people are obsessed with it because in 2015, Glossier asked their community, what's your dream face wash? Then they took all that feedback and got inspiration, went to work, and a year later, the Milky Jelly Cleanser was released. It's pH balanced, hypoallergenic, non-irritating. I have super sensitive skin, so that is very important to me. And what's also important is getting you guys a deal. So if you go to Glossier, that's glossier.com/podcast/weird. You can learn more about all their products and take the quiz to find your ultimate Glossier skincare routine. Plus, you're going to get 10% off your first order. That's glossier.com/podcast/weird. glossier.com/podcast/weird. Go get you some. Clean up that face. Clean up your act. I did want to bring this up.
Yeah.
Speaking of like when we were kids and stuff. When we were doing our perv stream, which as you guys know is our Patreon monthly live stream with one of the tiers, the pervs.
By the way, there's also, if you're interested in our Patreon, we just posted our bonus podcast of the month where we review, speaking of things we've watched, the Miss Americana Taylor Swift documentary. So go check it out.
Get in there. But we were there and I don't know. Oh, because it was just Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And we sent our pervs a day after Valentine's Day walk of shame kits.
Yes.
With like toothbrushes, slap bracelets, flavored condoms, you know, the normal.
The things that you need to survive.
The normal stuff. And one of our patrons from Australia said that their granddad legally changed his name to Valentine.
Yes.
And we couldn't get much more information, but I was so intrigued about how old he was when he changed it to Valentine.
It was fascinating. She had bad Wi-Fi, so she couldn't update us as quickly as she wanted to.
It was truly the most frustrating trying to learn something and there being bad Wi-Fi on the other side of the planet.
Oh, insane. But what we got from the story is that as a grown man, her grandfather in his later years changed his name to Valentine, and then he also had one arm.
Yeah, that's all we did.
Those are the facts that I got from that story.
That's all we got is that we were like, so what? So give us deets. She was like, he had one arm.
Yeah, he had one arm. No one knows much about him. He wasn't a very nice
he's kind
man.
of a dick.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about like when you were little and you'd play house, everyone always changed their name.
Oh, yeah.
So like, you know, when you were a little kid, what
was my go-to name?
Yeah, you're like, I want to go. And sometimes you and your friend would like,
yeah.
I remember one time I had a friend who then like started using the names that I normally chose. And I was like, no, you can't take my name.
Yeah, that's not how this works. Sorry that you're not on your own creative enough to come up with a great name. I hated my name Grace growing up because there were no monogram things with my name available.
Bitch, I feel.
I love it now. You get it more than I do. And
all I wanted was a pencil with my name on it.
Yeah, but I wanted like a cool, like interesting name. Like I always felt Grace was very proper. Oh. And so I remember I was just talking to Elliot about this because I grew up going to CCD, and so you have like you take all the sacraments, and when you're confirmed,
that's a Christian school, and sacraments are what? Because it sounds like a fake sugar.
Catholic, and CCD is basically if you go to public school, you don't go to Catholic school, you take this supplemental schooling once a week so that you can learn about religion and get all the sacraments that you need, which the final sacrament is in like 8th grade. It's confirmation, and you take a confirmation name. So you take a saint's name, and that was because we're all teenagers or preteens.
Did you get
to
research the saints?
You get to research the saints, but no one really gives a shit about the research. They just want a cool name.
Right, of course.
And I remember I really wanted Mercedes because I thought it was so exotic.
My God.
But I didn't go for it because at the end of the day, I thought it might be kind of trashy, and it was a big stretch for me.
Wow.
So I ended up going with Claire.
Okay, see, Claire was a fake name of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine, I always wanted to be called Zoe.
Zoe is a cool, anything with a Z.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then we used to watch this PBS show called Zoom, which was like the young kids that would do like science experiments and stuff. And there was this girl on there named Zoe, and she was great, but she was kind of a nerd. And I was like, never mind, I don't want the name Zoe anymore. So close-minded of me. Zoe's probably out there thriving right now.
If Zoe from the former child actor from Zoom is listening,
it was all out of jealousy. It was all out of jealousy. I wanted to be on Zoom so bad, but I didn't live in the Boston area, so I couldn't audition.
That was the worst when you always saw it come to a live taping in Chicago.
Exactly. But you had Claire as your name.
Well, no, Claire was one I would like kind of cycle through, and I still occasionally break out a Claire at like a coffee shop.
An Eclair at a coffee
shop. Just because I'm like, I don't feel like explaining my name. And whenever I say Mame, M-A-M-E, they still put Maine, like the state.
Yes.
Which it's like, who cares? I'm still getting my coffee. But no, when I was little, I'm sure I went through a million different names when I played house, but one of my go-to favorites was Fresca, like the soda.
And this is coming from the girl that would speak fake gibberish French with her friend.
Yes, I thought the word Fresca, which as we all know, or maybe it was more regional, it was a lemon lime type of soda.
A refreshing carbonated beverage.
Similar to a Shasta. But so I would say my name was Fresca.
Wow.
And I thought that sounded so like 90s cool girl in her 20s.
Totally. I can see you with overdrawn lip liner. And like the two pieces of hair that are gelled down next to your face with a tight ponytail.
And then I would pretend I was smoking cigs with sticks. And I remember one time I had them all like perfect length and size. And so I like put them in a drawer in my house. And I remember thinking, hope my mom doesn't find these. And no, I'm pretending they're cigarettes. I was like anyone would see a bunch of sticks and just be like, she's pretending to smoke again.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine being a mom and just opening up a drawer and seeing a group of sticks and being like, she's a witch doctor or she's smoking fake cigs.
It's like,
I don't know.
My sister was actually smoking cigarettes at like 11. So I think I was in the clear. You guys tweet at us. Let us know what were your go-to.
What were your fake names?
When you played house.
It's always so funny that as kids, you always want a different identity.
Oh my God.
What?
Speaking of identities on children.
Okay.
So I went bowling last night. I went to go see Chip. He was like an hour from here for work. It was me, him, and our friend Nick, and we went bowling, and we're having a good time, having some cocktails, eating some delicious fried foods.
Oh yeah, go for it. You're in the bowling alley. Assimilate to the culture.
Cauliflower bites, mozzarella sticks. a pita with hummus, and they fried the pita.
What?
I said penis.
That's a Freudian slip. You can tell she was hanging out with Chip last night. Got it.
They fried the pita. It was like, this is absurd. But we're sitting there, and you know how the bowling alley, there's like it's like two lanes per thing.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this like kid walks up, and he's like probably 8-9 years old.
Yeah.
And he's got his own bowling bag, and he sits down, and like no one else comes.
By himself?
By himself. And I'm like, he's like this little blonde kid, like kind of a modern bowl cut, like just a little cutie. And then his dad comes up. Now, his dad types in, gets the game started, and then the dad leaves.
Just lets him.
I thought the dad was at the bar. Turns out it was league night, so the dad was bowling with the league. But this little kid puts on his bowling shoes, like he owns them.
Like a professional.
Like professional. Puts them on, brings his ball over, pulls out a little towel, shines his ball, starts bowling. He's just by himself across from us adults. He is in the computer as Cool Aaron. With a K. Cool Aaron.
Oh,
and
what a
I am just
sweetheart.
like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this kid.
Amazing.
Right? So Cool Aaron is just bowling.
Yeah.
And, I'm trying not to just, I don't talk to him.
Right.
So I'm just trying to like not be the creepy woman who has a Coors Light.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
There from the outside, your intentions are good, but it's not a good look to be the woman sloshing a beer and trying to make friends with a 9-year-old.
Hey, Cool Aaron. What'd you get in social studies?
Yeah. Where's Dork Aaron?
He was just like, he was Cool Aaron. Like he was taking breaks. He was pacing himself. He was bowling pretty well. When he would not bowl well, he'd literally facepalm himself. But then also look at me a little bit because I got a couple like, I started like reacting to his bowls. So then he'd see me react. But without looking at him, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to be.
You're trying to acknowledge him in a mature way.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's so cute. Occasionally, he like texts his dad. The dad comes over and he was just like, I want some snacks. So like his dad ordered him food. But again, like comes, leaves. He's by himself. The dad is on the other side of the bowling alley.
So he's got his own phone, his own ball, his own everything.
At one point, I go to bowl. I come back. Cool Aaron has pulled out all these miniature animals and has lined them up around his soda. He's made like a like a little protective fortress of like pencil toppers.
Oh, Cool Aaron has some interesting like techniques.
Cool Aaron was the coolest. The first game he bowled like a 70 something.
Wow, that's way better than me.
He killed it. He was like bowling a 7 on average, right? But so we've like developed kind of a little rapport.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Chip is like, do not talk to this kid.
Quit while you're ahead.
But then Nick is like, he looks at you every time he bowls to see how you react. And I'm like, see, he has a thing for me. So we finally finish. Cool Aaron is like, halfway through his second game. We're getting ready to leave. And I'm like, I got to do what I got to say to Cool Aaron. Like, I got to make contact with Cool Aaron, right? I timed it so wrong.
Oh.
Cool Aaron, I'm like, we got to do it. Okay. Cool Aaron picks up his hot dog. Just the dog, not the bun.
Wow.
Cool Aaron doesn't use the fucking bun. He can't
Bold
take the car.
move, Aaron.
Bold move. He's picking it up, and I go, you bowl really well, Aaron. Good job. Takes a bite of his hot dog, raw dog, makes eye contact with me, doesn't say a word, and we leave. And Nick goes, oh my God, what a fucking power move. That kid just stared you dead in the eyes as he ate a hot dog with his bare hands and did not say, like, acknowledge your compliment.
He ate a hot dog like a Slim Jim.
He broke it off in his mouth. Hey, I'm really good bowling. Cool, Aaron. Great job. Nothing. I got nothing.
Wow. And
then Chip was like, you are the creepy woman at the bowling alley. And I was like, no, he was looking at me for like reassurance on every bowl. He's clearly has a crush on me and like didn't know how to respond. And Nick was like full on.
Wow.
He stared you down and ate a hot dog and didn't acknowledge your compliment.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Cool Aaron's brain, he's like, got another one.
Yeah. Another lady, another Monday night hottie at league night has fallen in love with me.
Does he work at the zoo? Because he is wrangling cougars everywhere.
Oh my God. Well played.
I love that. I like to imagine that these are all like the steps in his hypnosis of you. That he's like, okay, wait 10 minutes, then pull the animals out and create the fortress.
I mean, in my head, I was like, this kid's trying to trying to impress me now with the animals.
I
I was like, this move, like I expected him to like yawn and put his arm around me.
Yeah. Oh God.
Cool Aaron was the coolest.
What a guy.
And I just felt like a total dweeb around him. I should have been like, Cool Aaron, you did a great job. My name's Fresca.
Yeah. Find me on Instagram. I see you have a phone.
This got weird.
This might get weird.